Thank you. We're really getting some very interesting information today. I know that there's another detoxification substance that you're very keen on, Dr. Gordon, zeolite. Could you explain about how zeolite helps us with detoxification? And I believe there are different types of zeolite, so again, the devil's in the detail. We need to get hold of the good stuff.
It is an amazing thing that the good Lord would have an answer that when we have volcanic activity, something would go up in the air that would fortuitously come down next to rivers and streams and ponds, that on occasion would be a clean area, because this material is a sponge-like material, so if it winds up in a contaminated area, it's just going to concentrate the bad stuff. So we have to search the earth to find the really clean sources, or spend a lot of money taking material that was already contaminated and get it clean so that it can become a new sponge to put into your body, to be another method like chelation, like high dose vitamin C, like fiber, like greens, like chlorella. All of these things are helping us fight back against the toxins that are in every human being from the time you were born, in shocking levels, that are called carcinogens, neurotoxins, endocrine disruptors. That's what is in every human today. And that's on any website. You go to ewg.org, and a group of people paid the money, $13,500 per baby, to prove that you can't find a baby that's born anywhere on the planet today that doesn't have at least 200 of these frighteningly toxic chemicals in our body. So in order to try to keep our children from being on drugs for their asthma or their brain tumor or their ADHD or their depression or their obsessive compulsive or whatever disease they tell you your child has, they never tell you your child has mercury poisoning or lead poisoning, or mention that he has polybrominated diphenyl ether, because that's the flame retardant that we put on the children's babies, and the babies, the pajamas, so in an effort to keep them from burning up if the house is on fire. But the flame retardant is now in every creature on the planet in huge levels. It has contaminated the mammals swimming at the Arctic and Antarctic. So what is the flame retardant doing in you? Well, it'll cause you to maybe not have any children of your own, because you'll have low sperm counts. So it's pretty frightening to realize that we need something to fight back, and it's just amazing that we've been lucky enough to put into one capsule, which for effectiveness must be opened and put into a little bit of water so that it is hydrated before consuming it, so that it gives you the maximum protection. But as good as it is far better when I add to it humic acid for complex reasons, and glutathione, and the all-our form of lipoic acid. What's that? That's a very important antioxidant that works both in fat and water-soluble equations in your body. So it's a very powerful form, stronger even than what we think vitamin E and vitamin C. So these are powerful things: glutathione, lipoic acid, humic acid, and the zeolite. But we didn't settle for just any zeolite. We had to search and search, because we have zeolite that we use for cat litter that would be very, very cheap, and it would never do anything to keep you or your loved ones alive. And we have animal zeolite, which doesn't have to be quite so concentrated and powerful, and that alone is cutting down the number of malformations that we see in livestock, whether you're talking chickens or pigs. And the amazing thing is the zeolite gets rid of all the ammonia smell on a farm, because it lets the animal use the ammonia for new lean weight gain. So it's an amazing story that we can have something that we find on the surface of the earth that would be a rock, but it's a rock that's got little holes like sponge, and those holes are just called cages, and they're so small that they're the size of an atom of lead or mercury. And once the lead or mercury gets in there, it's held magnetically. We call that the cation exchange capacity. And because there are other forms of zeolite on the market, what we had to find is one that had the largest number of these little cages, so that for each capsule there would be a huge number of lead and mercury atoms able to be trapped. And then we also had to have the stronger magnetic power, so that we would get the greatest degree of detoxification, because the need for detoxification never goes away. As good as my IV chelation is that we treated 10 million people with, it doesn't move the lead out of your bone. the lead is going to continue to be in your bone, but your bone remodels slowly over a 15-year period. So if you stay on the BCI and the zeolite and the high-dose C and fiber every single day of your life, I can capture the bad things that are in our water, food, and air before they become a new part of your bone, and so that over a period of time, I gradually can have your bones healthier and more of the toxins out of your body. And this is terribly important because when people have an auto accident or they get very old or they break a hip, now they can't walk, when you can't be up and moving, fighting gravity by moving around, your bones start to melt, and when they melt, they release the lead that has been in them since the day you were born. Caltech has proven that the bone of every child on the surface of our earth today averages over 1,000 times more lead than the bones of any child they find just 700 years ago. So that was the age of the industrial age when we put the lead in the gas and we put the lead in the air. So I have ways to fight back. And zeolite has been one amazing aid in my fight, so that no one should go through a pregnancy without being on zeolite, because you've got to do something, because if you don't capture the toxins in your body, the toxins are all concentrated in your baby. So then you're going to be paying all that money for dealing with a sick child. 1 out of 4 children in America is living on a drug when they go to school for some health condition. 1 out of 4. And it's now so frightening that it's 1 out of 90 has autism. And we can tie these to this whole program. And we have to learn how to fight back with the tools the good Lord has given us, but we have to find the best tools. And that is what is in ZeoGold.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Gordon. That's given a lot of hope to a lot of people.